Your backing choices can greatly affect the quality of your embroidery, and you have a few to choose from. The main two are Cutaway and Tearaway. Cutaway is a very stable backing, and it provides support for less stable materials such as knits. Tearaway is less stable backing, but it acts a bit like paper in that as it's perforated by the needle, it's easy to tear it away from the back of the design, so it's very easy to remove. When dealing with knits such as t-shirts or sweatshirts, you'll definitely want to consider a Cutaway as your option. It provides the stability that the material doesn't and enables some higher quality embroidery. If I look at these examples on this t-shirt, the top one has a Cutaway backing, and you can see that I have a nice embroidery quality. I also have all of my registration looking really good. If I look at the one underneath that was the Tearaway, I've got puckering around my edges. My stitch quality is much less desirable, and I have a good deal of registration loss. You can see the edge of the gray not lining up with the edge of the black, and there's a little bit of that red shirt shining through. So if I look at my other example on t-shirt, I didn't suffer nearly the registration loss. What I do suffer is a good deal of puckering. The top is sewn with Cutaway, the bottom is sewn with a Tearaway, and you'll notice all of the puckering around the edge of the design, and this has yet to be laundered. That will get even worse after it's been laundered, as the Cutaway will support the embroidery through a washing, whereas the Tearaway will start to fall away and not hold that embroidery. For stable garments such as denim, canvas, or in this case terry cloth, Tearaway is a good option for you. It's much faster and it's easier to use. This example of towels also uses a topping. Whenever I'm sewing on anything that's fuzzy, such as a terry cloth or polar fleece, or anything with a texture such as a piqué knit, I may want to use a topping. In this case, I used a water-soluble topping, so I had a piece of backing behind it, then the material, and then I had a piece of water-soluble topping on top. And what that does is it allows the stitches to sit on top of the topping and not fall down into the material, and it prevents the material from walking up through the stitches. After it's done, you can remove the majority of the topping by tearing it away, and then anything left, as this was a water-soluble topping, you could dissolve with water, or in my case, I sprayed it with water, let it start to dissolve, get very tacky, and then I used the excess topping in my hand to stick to it and then remove those pieces. You can see the impact that that topping had on these two swatches. The nap of the towel is coming up through all of the stitching. I've got a lot of that. The edges are not nearly as clean as they are in this final piece. There are also specialty backings out there. We've got Cutaway backing that is far less visible. It's a little less stable, but it is a good choice for materials such as a white or a light colored dress shirt or piqué polo, where I don't want the halo of the Cutaway around my design. If I use backing such as this, it's going to be far less visible. If I don't want any backing at all, I could use water-soluble backing, and they come in different varieties. This one is a Tearaway wash away, and that's what I'm actually using on these towels, so that when it is laundered, all of the backing goes away completely. The trick with that is that you need a material that is stable enough to support that embroidery even after being laundered. Remember that your backing choice can greatly affect the quality of your embroidery, so when you're choosing your backing, choose an appropriate one for your application and your material.